Hi everyone, it's Fitz with the Daily Delivery. Hope you're doing well. I am doing great. Disappointing performance from Kansas State on Saturday. They just weren't tight enough, weren't put together well enough. And that's been an ongoing issue. An issue of not really valuing possessions the way the Wildcats need to. And speaking of valuing possessions, there was a dude that wore a K-State uniform that seemed to do it all the time, whether he was attempting to score or help one of his teammates score from the point guard position. And he is not in the rafters yet. Jacob Pullen was in attendance for Saturday's game, and it's always great to see Jake back in Bramlage Coliseum. Of course, he's the all-time scoring leader in K-State basketball history, and there is zero doubt Jacob is going into the rafters, going to retire that uniform and hang it up there for all to see. The question is when will this happen? Because Jake's been very clear he wants Frank Martin to be on hand for that ceremony. And of course, Frank was coaching at South Carolina and now is at UMass, and he's a little busy during basketball season. And of course, Jake has typically also been busy during basketball season with a very, very nice career overseas that he's been enjoying. But how to do this? How to get him up there sooner rather than later? Well, when Jake's available, try to coordinate one little thing to take place. Try to bring in UMass for a non-conference game. And instead of doing a halftime ceremony, do a pregame ceremony so that Frank can be there to see number 0 go up into the rafters. And you know, while you're at it, you might want to consider Michael Beasley. Now, for some, Michael is less cut and dried as Jake for the rafters because Mike was only here a year. But let me just say, you had to see it to believe it. It was the most dominating one season of basketball I've ever seen from a Kansas State basketball player. I believe Michael Beasley belongs up there, but you also might believe that Jake deserves his own day. He is number 1 in scoring, and maybe he should go up there on a day all reserved for Jacob Pullen. He deserves it. He needs it. We want it to happen. We just got to figure out when. But maybe it'd be kind of cool if Frank Martin and his UMass team came in for a non-conference game in the next season or two and played in Bramlage Coliseum. It would be great to see Frank back on the court and Jacob up in the rafters.